Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another programming segment. So this time I've got food and time, and no one's home, and the internet's good. They might be home in like an hour or so. I'm not really sure. We'll see how long we can go. Okay. One of the things that sucks about programming on stream. So another con to add to the list of cons of programming on stream: you do not get a chance to program while your shit's uploading, because I like to upload everything all in one go, and it automatically does it. But because it's a script, it uploads everything at the same time. It kills my connection. Can't do that, so I need to leave the PC running as it happens tonight. We are going to be programming some things. You'll walk from the train station. You're already consuming food. Wait, were you listening to me on the train the whole time? How often do you watch streams when you're on the go? That seems like an insane premise to me, because I'm like, the mod will say, she's on the way home from work, and she's listening to my stream, and I'm like, what do you mean? Why don't you just like talk to the bus driver or something? I don't know, like socialize. It seems absurd to me, because I'm like, why would you want to do that to yourself? But I've since learned that it's actually a more common thing than I would have expected. Yeah, people really do like to watch on the go. If I was on like a GO train going from Union Station to like bumfuck nowhere to like Waterloo or something, right? I wouldn't even bother. I would put on a movie and I would just like program or something, or just like watch the movie and just or like read something, like sleep. I don't want to watch a streamer on my precious time off, because think about this. Your Oh, oh my God. Oh shit, this chicken is so good. Holy God, this chicken is so good. Oh God. Didn't the other chatter watch you in the shower? Well, yeah, that's true. They did watch me while they were in us at the shower. But still, that's your precious time to enjoy yourself. Like, wouldn't you want to take that time to think about your life and think about your future and think about the things going on around you? Don't you want to take that time to think about how hopeless life is and you still have no job in your 30s? And don't you want to think about the fact that, like, your friends are all retiring, but, like, here you are, you're just eating shit in this, like, race of life because you keep falling off at this finish, at the start line, and you can't keep falling, and you just keep hurting yourself. It sucks. Or at least, like, in my mind, when I think of the commute, sorry, I'm like trying to get the code editors to show up. When I think of my commute, I always think to myself that the commute is a part of my time off work, because the commute is a part of your time on work because you have to take it there. So what I like to do is I try to take that time and I try to steal back that time to be my time. It's why, like, whenever I used to go to work, I would just read books or something. And even if I was late, I'd be like, sorry, I was just enjoying the commute. I pretty much showered with them. You're not wrong. If wait, how does that make me feel? Honestly, it's kind of cool, actually. How often do you get? Okay, how often do you get to shower with someone? Right. The only person I've ever really showered with is with my wife. So it's like, it's kind of cool to see. When you get married, okay, chat. Please have your marriage during my stream time. Please tell me that you're getting married right now live, and I will entertain your wedding. Like, no joke. We'll do your wedding, but live, okay? And any of you. I would love to be at your wedding virtually. And we'll do it live on Twitch and see how that goes. It sounds awful, but it seems kind of fun. Stir that meat as I eat this meat, okay? Oh, man. But in my mind, I always thought of my commute as like my time for myself to do whatever I wanted to. And so I would never want to be there to like, you know, spend on like things that are kind of like not that I really want to do. Because at least for me at least, I think it was like watching streams as like not even a thing that I want to do, which is weird, and I'll get to it as to why it's weird. I think of it as a thing that I do when I want to be distracted. You know what I mean? Not actually a downtime that I care about. Yeah, it's sort of weird that I stream, but I don't care about streaming. You know what I mean? But I say that, but I like to watch Markiplier. What does it say about me? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know why. I don't know why that's the hill that I choose to like die on. I don't know. Anyways, welcome to today's stream. Programming. Sorry, I'm gonna be eating at the same time. This is going to be a very loose segment. I realize that me trying to provide structure to programming segments is bad, really, I should treat this as my time off. So you're gonna see me in my time off eating, snorting, not cocaine or anything, just like snorting because my nose gets stuffy. It's really cold, and getting on the tangents, like checking out this thing, Python, and learning about what Python is and what exactly makes Python different from Python and C Python. But we're going to be programming the game today, the Welcome to Shibari Town game that I was going to do a bit yesterday, but then my internet connection started dying. Sorry about that. We're going to be doing more of it today as I eat. And you, in your infinite wisdom, have decided to be here in your free time to watch me, a madman, program instead of living your life. I want you to think about that. The chicken is so good. Oh my god. Holy hell, the chicken is amazing. Maybe do this. I'll have the volume, the side chain. There we go. So you don't hear me chewing. You think you and the other chat did kind of technically do your marriage live? You think about it. That's right. You two did get married live. I forgot about that. You're inviting all of us to your wedding. Yes, thank you. Which probably happens in 20 years. So remember that since you won't remind me. Gotcha. I'll write down this like date. That you should get married on Valentine's Day. Right? So you get married in February 2nd in 20 years from now. I might not even exist by then, chat. Can you hurry it up? Just to let you know, I am in Canada. Some crazy stuff happening south of us. Not really much time for us. Sooner you get married, the better. Same. No. You have a whole life ahead of you. I believe in all of you. Every single one of you. I believe in all of you. No matter how hard it gets, chat, we're all gonna make it. And we're gonna make it by making games together. And if this stupid thing sells, this stupid collection of shitty like game jam style things sells, I can hire one of you to make one art. Oh, what kind of art? What specifications? What is art? One art. Making a game. Again, as a recap, welcome to Shibari Town. The idea of turning the mechanics of Shibari into a gameplay mechanic. I had the idea of a JRPG where you use the ropes of Shibari to sort of like push the moves around to make it hit certain other areas on the enemy. And even to like maybe even like change the move entirely if you move it enough into a different move. So it's like, let's say you have a slower move that would take 5 turns to finish, and you use a faster move that takes 2, but it has a natural lead up into like the third portion of that longer move. You can then do that longer move in 3 turns instead of 5 by moving the faster move into the form of that longer move. You also use the ropes to manipulate the enemies, keep them down, and sort of like make them miss and stuff, and even to reveal portions of themselves like weak points and stuff. It's a very basic JRPG. I didn't want to go too crazy with the mechanics, but I thought it'd be fun to try this out because the whole point of this is to make a bunch of games for a collection of games full of game ideas that I couldn't figure out how to take it to past the finish line. So this is an idea that I have no clue what to do with after this point. After that point, I have no clue what to do here. Real and true. Marriage is a social construct. Yes, but it's one that I love. So, in making this, you also get to put your ideas in. So again, if you have any ideas about JRPG moves or something, or like things that you think this game could use, I will add it. Except for nude patches, I'm sticking with the story. The story will be a bunch of young adults who are learning about the power that they have within the world and the power that they have on the politics of the world and being able to fight back against sort of the fascist government that they're currently a part of. This is totally not a reference to things happening down in the South. And now we begin. Last time we ended, we had a bunch of to-dos to do. I actually changed a couple of these very quickly. I also got like it's just a blueprint of an enemy going, but I need to do the rest of this. So I need to finish like the initializer for the game, so we can go to the menus, go to the scenes, so we can sort of like manage all the global state that has to be there. The combat system, which I got what started on, the camera switches to make it look nice, stuff like that. And I'm aiming to get all of that done by today, on top of having just at least an actual sort of like test fight to test the mechanics in. And then we can build the rest of the framework around the game. there. So again, treating this kind of like a game jam with a level of like urgency, though I definitely don't have enough time. So, but this is interesting too because so another thing that I forgot to mention that was a discussion on the Discord was that we wanted to do a game jam because Megan had a really good idea for a couple of game jams. And I was like, okay, these are really cool ideas. I'll see if I can organize one. But then in doing so, I realized that I never really knew what a game jam is organized like. And I wouldn't even know how to judge a game created in a game jam. So I was like, why don't I just make a game fully for a game jam and actually like push myself to be able to do so that I know how difficult it is to then get a better sense as a judge as to how to actually gauge the quality of something. And then also to think about how you can sort of like play with the idea of a concept and turn it into a fully finished product in the same way that like a prompt for a game jam is. God, I love chicken. That's what this whole thing is. The South. The South. Ace there. Yeah, it is funny that like I just call it the South now, and like everyone just like knows like what is the South? Nothing to do with the South. Makes you think. Some people married with chatters. That's true. Chattered with a chatter. I mean, I guess we have that now, right? That's like Athel and Red. I don't know if they're married, but they're together. You know, Heb and Murphy. Murphy showed up once. I consider everybody a chatter to show up once, right? Nagi and his ego, right? You two. Me and my wife. I technically married my chatter. If you consider that my wife has shown up in the chat. I think that's it. So, you know, does happen. And I wonder how often that happens. Like, what do you think a couple that bonds over Germa talks about? You know what I mean? Like, imagine it's like, okay, imagine you bond with somebody in the chat room over like your love of watching Germa. And you two are watching a Germa stream, and then you two start to ERP within Germa stream, and he bans you both for ERP, so you both take it offline. And then what do you talk about there? Do you say like, "Hey, did you see his stream?" It's like, "Yeah, it was so good, right?" It's like, "Yeah." It's like, "All right, let's get fucking divorced then." that's all you're gonna say. Fuck me then. You know what I mean? Like, it's like what do you do? I've actually never understood whenever someone says like, "Oh, like my viewers fell in love in my chat and now they're in love with each other because they found each other through my chat." It's like, okay, what are they gonna talk about then on a daily basis? Like you? Imagine talking about Germa every night you fall asleep. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like he's like do you think there's statues of like Germa there? Like what happens really, right? Your wife doesn't count though. What? What do you mean? She totally counts. Come on. She was my first ever chatter chat. And you know, she was my first ever chatter. Just let's get fucking without let's get fucking without divorce. So true. Why marry when you can fuck? That's true. Okay, think about it. They do call the games meet and fuck. They don't call the games marry and fuck. That's good. That was really good. Holy shit. They call the games meet and fuck, not marry and fuck. Let's just fuck. Me to a fellow millennial who grew up with way too much unrestricted internet access. Well, what did I do last night? I actually don't remember. I don't remember what I did last night. I mean, if I come up, oh yeah, JRPG. I like made this structure. So I learned a couple of things about the Godot engine. Has this concept of auto load singletons, which is things that you can load into the scene sort of automatically, and it just automatically loads in. And that's cool and all. You have to set that up to like actually like make it so that it like loads in the first place. So you can set it up in your project settings, in your in your globals. You can also actually make it. You can also just have it automatically set up by making within the Godot Rust stuff an editor plugin, which I've just called Scaffold, which then registers this itself. So in this case, I've registered this thing as an auto load, and this is the thing that's going to handle all the initialization of the game, including reading files and stuff. So Start the game. This starts up. The default scene has just this, and then this decides everywhere else to go. Or maybe the scene will have more than that, but at least this thing will do a lot of logic to start with. And it'll set things up such that the game can actually work. Because I don't know how else to like do this. There's a very messy structure. I did that last night. I got like a basic enemy kind of going. It doesn't really do anything. Doesn't really have anything. No stats or anything. But I can just make like a child node of a mesh instance and have it appear. Today, if you want to get to combat, I need to do a couple things. You need to build the UI so that you can see your moves. So I've made this shitty UI where you get a bunch of buttons. And the button says like move 1, move 2. You click the button and boom, you do the move. Okay? And then I have a churn system. I augmented the churn system because I also needed a way to stop your churn when you're done, or to handle the special case of like the Shibari character who like does the roping, right? And then the enemies have to do their own thing, which I've already got in that churn system. And now I just need to set up like a combat encounter. Okay, that's it. That's what we're doing today. We're gonna do with that. I think what I'm gonna start with is actually defining like a way to actually get the moves in. So I think that's like where I was last time. Why did I say no? I think that's where it was last time. I was like, how do I actually like get a move in? Like how do I know what moves belong to somebody? And how do I let them... Right, I remember why I made this. The problem was, you know whose turn it is, but how do they know where everything else is? Because the UI is just a bunch of nodes. I need some way to interact with those nodes to populate the list of moves, to then allow you to select it, to do the camera movements around it. So I was like, okay, just have this like one global game node that's just there, that's just always there, and then you can reach into it to like grab the JRPG thing, and the JRPG thing, you can populate it with your moves when it's your turn. Like when it's your turn, you can then do all this stuff. And these turns can last an indefinite amount of time. It's up to the thing itself to decide when the turn ends. It can't automatically end it at a certain point. So I've also added this thing of like, okay, well, you just call the advance function to go to the next turn when you're done yours, and then it allows you to clean up your turn when you're done. And then you just sort of do it like that. So it's good. I remember now. So now, we take this character, who I've just named like this for now, a Vagrant, which, in the context of like the story, sounds weird, but I need to explain. The story is that this character was basically just passing by. Was basically just passing by and was dragged into this because, again, this is like a fascist thing. They just grab everybody. You know what I mean? I wanted to capture that feeling of like, because that was a real fear of mine when my wife went to America to visit family over there, and I was like, you gotta be careful because what they nab you? Like that was my fear. Like she's just a passerby and she's being grabbed. So I want to sort of like get that feeling within the like, game through this character. And so this character is like one of the two characters that you play. This is the JRPG character where you choose the move, and then the Weaver is the one that you do the Shibari with. So now I need to, then on the churn, I need to populate its moves. What's it gonna do? I don't know. I guess we just start with like a basic set of moves, like attack or something. Yeah. Do you mean the cat stare? It looked like it's just going in the spirit. You were using it as we don't talk about the South. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, we don't talk about the South around here. Them Southerners are crazy. Them Southerners. What's funny is, the Grammys sort of like, has had a lot of this talk of like, oh, you know, stars coming out against like ICE and stuff, right? But the reaction to it have been interesting. And one of the reactions that I saw was along the lines of, I don't know how this is a surprise for anyone. This is just America. Because I'm like, but also it's kind of true. Like, it's kind of funny that like it took what happened to that nurse to change everything, to change people's mindsets on it, right? But like, even before ICE, this was like a problem. Like, it's like even before then, I mean, think all the way back to like, you know, all the racist incidents. Like, if you were black in America, you were just like treated like dirt. So it's like, we say we don't talk about the South, but like no one's talked about the South for the last like 60 years. So no one's talked about America for like 60 years. But it's been a problem for like a long time. So stare. What am I gonna do here? That's just America. I learned actually, because I knew that Canada had racist history, but I didn't know exactly how far. I learned that in Canada even segregation was a thing in Nova Scotia for a very long time, and black Nova Scotians basically had nothing. You were treated poorly, exploited, given nothing, segregated. I was like, Jesus, the whole world's messed up. That's why I'm making this a game, to get my feelings out there. A feeling and a desire for hope that one day we can fight back and make the world a better place, and hopefully not too many people get hurt in the end. You know what I mean? That's sort of the goal with this. And I know it sounds crazy to say, and it does sound a bit naive to say, but it's I think of that thing that the Final Fantasy 14 creator said when he was like, all I am is a game developer. I don't really know how else to help. It's like, I show up at protests, I like donate to these things. It's like, but beyond that, I don't really know what else to like do. Like, I try to change the opinions of my friends and family, but beyond that, it's very hard to think of actionable things. This is all I really can do. It just so happened that this game concept was perfect for it, because one of the key elements of the story is this idea of like public JRPG with an attack move. One of the key elements of this game is that, like, because you have control over your predefined moves, it's sort of like it's directly, at least in my mind, with the mechanics giving you the ability to change and choose the way that things play out based on how you control it, right? That's sort of like the angle that I was going for here. Yeah, we don't talk about the South around here, chat. We stay up here in the Great White North, where it's nice and cold and totally fine too. What about you? Aside from that, how have your days been? It's crazy that like all of it's happening, and we just kind of have to ignore it in some way, and we just have to sort of like ignore that all the stuff is like happening to be able to function. I need a method that allows me to populate the move list. And I need to make this a mutt self, and I don't really know what this is, but it's going to be full of moves. Like a list of moves, like an array of moves, or a slice of moves. Because one of you is walking home, right? Which I'm surprised by. Not that I'm surprised that you're walking home, because I walk home from work too. It's actually cheaper to take public transit. Oh! Holy shit. This public transit news, chat. So remember how I posted about the Dignity Crosstown LOT? Well, there's another line that was in construction for almost like a decade, and they just announced that it'll be finished this month. They just announced that it'll be finished this month. They announced it like 2 weeks ago, and so now finally another transit project that took a decade is going to finally finish, and it's probably still going to be awful. It's going to be amazing, but it's going to be awful. How do you like to organize your code, chap? Do you like to organize your code such that it's like alphabetical? Because that's what I do. But I also like to organize it in terms of like public versus private methods, so you don't get confused about what you see. Because if you're scrolling through a file to know what you can use, then you want to know what you can use publicly from anywhere first before you see the private stuff. But I've been rethinking that because it's too much overhead to like look for where the public stuff ends and where the private stuff starts, to be able to switch and reset your alphabetical counter, which is annoying. So maybe I'm thinking you always do alphabetical. You just fought with your PC and it worked. Wait, like how? Did you get your was it that Pulse audio thing or that like X window audio thing that you talked about? I might switch to Linux at some point, just because Windows, while nice, I finally have a workflow where most of my things can run on Linux. Even the games that we play probably could too. You hate organizing, you hate when it's messy, but you also hate making it clean. If you could, you would write all code in one file. So true. So true. No, I agree. Organizing code sucks. Because when you have to organize the code, it's like you have to like define these systems and you have to like logically place them. Like, look, already we have a problem. See that? Look. what do you do here to make it look good? Like, how do you make it actually like line up properly? Because it's like, because now look, hide UI, show UI. Logically, these two concepts are related, but alphabetically they're not. So what do? You have to separate them. It sucks. And I feel that way not just about code, but just about life too. I hate trying to organize my life and trying to make things clean too. Like, it's very difficult for me to figure out, okay, well, how should you make something feel? Like, because when you clean, there's also this question of like, what do you do to make it clean? Where do you place things to clean it up? Not only in the trash, but also like things that are just lying around. It's like, where does it belong to? It's a lot of things to like think about there. So with that feeling, but with code, it's very frustrating because code, as you alluded to, is not a very reasonable structure. It doesn't have the same like thing as like space. Like, you could look at items in your world and it has a locality to it. It's why I think VR file system interactions could be way more interesting if you had files as physical things in the world, so that you can organize your workspace physically instead of the current window based approach, which I hate. But that's a discussion for another thing. No, it didn't work. It was you who worked. Pepcac. Problem exists between chair and keyboard. I used this in an email once, and I got props. My CTO was horrified. He was like, "Don't say that to the other team that we're contracting with. They're going to think that we're stupid." But instead, the responses that I got were, "Hey, I respect that, and I respect that you used as like acronym." It almost was like he thought I was way older, like the other engineer team. So like it was a PM slash team lead. She was doing like a double duty, but she was really good at it as well as engineer. They both thought that I was way older because I use this, but they both trusted me a lot more. And I was like, yeah, it's just, sometimes you're the problem, not like you, but like me. You know what I mean? You went to buy an SSD and you got 2 fans instead. You know how it happened? How did these 2 fans end up in my shopping cart? Did you at least whatchamacallit? Did you at least, maybe I should do it like a string object. I don't know. Yeah. Did you at least reinstall your Windows so you don't have like a virus anymore? But also, technically, you did save money because it's like, it's really expensive to buy SSDs now. Unless you can get them really cheap, in which case maybe you should buy them now while it's still cheap. Sorry, I have to eat your food. Sorry. Give me a second. Sorry. How you do this again? I think it's like this, right? It's like a Dyn FN. Hold on. I should forget how you do like a Rust pass function pointer. And also, oh no, that's so stupid. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe the move structure doesn't really work. How do you pass a closure? Rust struct with closure property. And also, I also need like an icon. I guess for now, we'll just do it as a string. You're gonna mod your GPU and swap the fans for it. That's interesting. To make it run faster, or like what? More like card go, since you want to make it more silent. Oh, well, it's like too. You should get, honestly, I gave up on the noise war of like PCs, and I realized that it's easier to deal with noise by getting noise canceling headphones. I was like, I don't like it's kind of difficult to like deal with noise as a whole, and I was like, oh, I'll just deal with this by doing this instead, Also, we need a standardized folder structure that reorders it for you. Listen, we were about to enter a giant rant here, okay? Because we've all had this thought of like, we need something like that to make it work. Let's the type found the trait. How exactly do you use this? Some of the... Just this, right? Let's the type found the trait. How do you actually store a closure? Wait, no, it's a trait that says unsized. So you must use something that implements size. Otherwise, it doesn't know how much to allocate. Right. So I actually need to make this like a dynamic thing. Oops. What was it again? It's something like this, right? This is it. FN, and then I think it's just this. There we go. Let's just do T. There we go. And then you just pass in something that's like size, and that's good. It's the loudest part of the PC, but you use speakers. You saw big apps use full structure based on this. Okay, I know you use speakers, but like the noise canceling headphones, it really does feel like you're in a bubble. Like if someone robbed me right now, they might kill me before I realize that they're even here, which is kind of a scary thing to think about. But that's how silent it is. I can't even hear my own voice. The best part about noise canceling headphones, I don't have to hear myself. I love it. I love not hearing myself. My coffee was 99% sugar. You saw big apps use a folder structure based on the features. I've seen that too. So the idea that we had actually within chat was the idea of like also, is this actually the way to do it? I wonder if this is the way to do it. How do I actually use this then? So like, sorry, just let me try this for a second. 28. How do you actually like do this? Foo equal move, and then I don't know. Just like I don't know. Name. We do like name. Icon equals icon, and then the on use. Oops. Give me a second. Is like this, right? Does that work? Oh, it does work. Oh. As string. How do you actually convert things to strings again? Wait, I forgot. No, so because you can't hold a reference to a string, but can I move it in like this? Because this is like a raw string, which is very, very different, right? What? Something like this. I think it was like this. I don't know. Something like this. New? I don't know. Well, something like this. But at least these two work. So if I just comment this out and fix it later. Yeah, I guess that's how you just pass it over. Okay, good. So it does work. Your ears are too big for the generic headphones. Sorry, this is way too loud. Your ears are too big for generic headphones. Most sound canceling headphones are actually small from what you've seen. Yeah, but like, that's true. Actually, that's true. That's why I wish that headphones were made with expandable or like dynamic resizable cups almost, right? One of these days, AR will also the videos you save into YouTube playlist automatically, and that will be the day that you'll be happy. Yeah, like we had this discussion before about you could even use AI to make it all happen. Because like, all right, give me a second. Give me a second. But not even like AI, just like something that knows what you want to do. Again, similar to the idea of a standardized folder structure, you just want things to be in a place that makes that's the same at all times. Whether it's standardized, which I'm actually less likely to use, or personalized but automatic, which I think is the better way to go, where it's like it automatically filters things into spaces that you want to be in, into spaces that you would want it to be in. That way, you can have your own personalized system that your system understands without having to, manually organize things yourself. Like it's nice. It's very, very nice. The problem is that seems like a pipe dream because I don't think anything like that could ever possibly exist, right? Because, like, how do you even make that happen, basically, is like what I'm trying to say. Like, it just doesn't seem possible. Okay, well, I gotta think about this. I thought I had do I not have a two-string method? As string into a string slice. Is that not a two-string method? Wait, rest two-string. A trait for converting any string into a string. How about we just do string from? From, no, not UTF. I really don't care about UTF here. From who? Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, okay. And at least then you don't have to deal with like manually tagging it yourself, moving it to the right places. You can just use it and you just know where to find the file, and you don't have to like organize afterwards, because organization is a very slow part of it. For the VODs, it's the biggest problem that I have. I wish the systems could just automatically organize itself. you could just buy another case and that'd probably fix it. No, but then you have to deal with the case, right? It's like, okay, well, now you have to buy a case to fix the problem of, is there a better type? Sorry, for like the path of a resource? Probably not, but because it's like, well, actually, no, that'd be way easier. How come you don't? How come you don't? How come you don't just buy a new case versus having to modify your thing, your graphics card? Because isn't modding your graphics card like way harder? That seems a lot harder to me. Oops. Was it moves? Something like this? Yeah, it's good. Missing generics. Oh shit. I don't know what the generics are. Oh shit. Right, because it needs a generic to know what it is. Oh shit. Maybe I don't do this. Well, how about you give me the generic? You tell me what it is. Okay. There we go. So, feels wasteful. That's true. Because then you have to like move everything over. But it's like, what's the risk? Like, what's the risk, right? It's like, if you mess up your GPU mod, then does it break? Or do you just get the case and everything works, but you just have to be careful not to drop anything as you move it? I guess the risk is the same if you're clumsy, either way. Is the to-do function like a pass? Yeah, it's like a pass. It'll just do nothing. Well, I think it actually panics. I can't recall. I think it's unfinished code. The difference between unlimited conveys the attempt. There we go. Because it'll always panic. So it's like, you can run it with it, but unlike pass, which would just continue execution, because of Rust, it'll panic, like, because it doesn't know what to do. It's like, because you can use it to like stop anything. Let's say this returns like a string or something, right? If I do a panic, it doesn't know to return a string. It just says, okay, don't worry about it. We'll deal with it later. It'll just panic because you can't return nothing from it. It'll break the guarantees, as far as I understand it. So, also, you gave up on the saving thing. If you forget it, it wasn't important enough. Okay. That's insanity to me. That's like saying if I forget about it, then it's not important for your memories. Okay? Sometimes human memory is fallible. I've noticed it's not the importance of the thing. It's how often you use it. So it's like it could be the most important information in your life, but if you never use it, you'll never remember it. It's weird where it's like it doesn't seem to be based on how much you care about it. Like the care of it seems to lead towards more use of it, so maybe that's why people think that way. But really, it feels like the familiarity. Then when you have to find something, you type in random things you remember about the video in the video search. You're a maniac, because that would make me feel terrible, and I don't want to do that. Because I don't know about you, but YouTube search and stuff, for instance, doesn't work as well as it used to, and I don't know why. It doesn't work as well as it used to. That's crazy. Sorry to say, but you're insane. You do have a dementia. You do have a dementia-like lifestyle. I do like how you said that. That was funny. That was good. But don't we all? Don't we all, chap? Realistically, we're all dementia pilled in some way. Like we're all insane. We have no clue what's like going on. We have absolutely no idea. Things just happen all the time. We all forget something important. Yeah, sometimes you remember exactly what the video was about, but YouTube won't give it to you no matter what search terms you would try. Sorry, I was texting my wife. Yeah, like it is sort of like frustrating because it's like I wish that it was possible for you to like I wish it was possible to finesse the search to give you exactly the thing that you want it to be, but it seems to never do so. It's very frustrating in that sense. But you know what? That's just the way that YouTube is. YouTube is just a broken, terrible mess, and no one really knows what to do about it. It's just a broken mess that doesn't even. I don't even think Google knows how YouTube works anymore. Like I just feel like they have no clue at this point. Do we clear the existing move list? Yes, probably, right? When would I ever need to call it separately? Like clearing the move list separately? I guess I would always need to call it whenever I'm hiding the UI, right? So like clear move list. Sure, this is terrible code. Don't use this. If you ask questions about this code, I just want you to know this is not good code. You should not be looking at this code as like an example of like what you should be doing, okay? This is awful code. This is also insano because it's like you really shouldn't be using Rust for Doe. You should be doing something else. Not was that email like, again? Not looking. Thank you. You feel you almost like YouTube is gaslighting you. What if chat? What if YouTube is actually giving you the exact video that you're looking for, but because you're living in like a dementia lifestyle, you don't know. Small f. Oops, sorry. Yes, small f. Am I back? Sorry. Yeah, small f. That was my VPN. When my VPN suspects that somebody's trying to find me, it tries to save me by moving me away from them. How do you clear childs? How do you set childs? How do you like empty childs? How do you remove all children? Oh, I guess I just iterate over it. Okay, well, so like for child in self.ui move list.get children. This is stupid. Get children. Sure, okay. So for all my childs in my children, wait, what? Sorry. Oops. It's a shared. Yeah, sure. We do self.ui the move child. Is it going to be shared? I don't know if it's going to be shared. I actually don't know if shared is the way to go. Also, this takes references. Because the GD is a reference to things, but it's managed by Godot, right? It's the South. But yeah, just imagine if YouTube's actually giving you the videos that you want, but you just don't remember. Because of that thing of like, we live our lives in like a completely dementia state, right? See, I like this flow for programming more. Just no real thinking. But I am getting this. I'm still getting distracted though. It is really hard not to be distracted. It's really, really hard. Oh, oops. Oh shit. Move is a keyword. I forgot. For fuck it. Just leave this as like move and an M. Fuck it. For M. Distractions. What were we talking about before? There was a topic that I was going to get on. One of the things that you mentioned. This is my dementia lifestyle is that again, I don't know how bigger streamers handle larger chats. I feel like I would go crazy because whenever I think of a larger streamer's chat, I think to myself, there's like no continuity. They have to make the continuity themselves. Now, for you, it goes like this: a few relevant videos you search, right? Then there's a bunch of unrelated videos you've already watched for some of your fans, and YouTube is something. Shrug. There's something about YouTube, but there was a specific point that I was going to bring up about the YouTube thing. Shit. This chicken's so good. Oh, it was that. I remember now. The way YouTube is going with the system reminds me a lot of the way that gacha games kind of are. It's almost like they're optimizing for engagement than they are for accuracy. Actually, it's the frustrating part of YouTube where I'm like, I wouldn't mind if it was bad, because then at least I could be like, okay, maybe they'll fix it. It's the fact that it's bad because it's trying to serve a purpose of keeping you engaged with random videos that you just don't care about. It's like, but also, maybe I don't know how YouTube is used. Because like, very rarely do I go on YouTube and I'm like, and I search up like a general term and I'm hoping to look for anything like that. I only really do it on stream. Whereas like most of my YouTube usage is I want to watch a specific video or a specific channel or something like that. And then I use the recommended list to look for things, not really the search results. Because I find that thing has a different flow to it, which is nice. But it seems like that they're trying to like make the recommended list and the search results one singular sort of like homunculus of engagement farming. It's an algorithmic homunculus where they both share the same algorithm and they both feed you slop now. The random ones are always the ones that you fall asleep to and you had autoplay on. Yes, exactly. It's like all these random videos. Like, how often do you go to YouTube and you search for stuff like, I don't know, like a general topic like Vina House? You know what I mean? Like, I only do this on stream, but it's like, what if you want like a specific Vina House mix so you don't get something like this? How loud is this? Oh, fuck. Everyone type exclamation mark Vendetta. This is it. This is the Vendetta. This is the Vendetta mix. The Vendetta House. Your go-to is YouTube notifications. You always see the ones that you actually want to see. Yes, exactly. And it's all the ones that you subscribe to. Like, here, look. I can go watch CPAC. Stephen Harper receives... What? What? What does Stephen Harper get? What the fuck? How safe is Pierre Poilievre? Oh, let's just leave. However, I don't know about you, my notifications as a creator are very different. I didn't realize this, but my notifications on this channel are insane. Look at this. I miss hanging out in the towns for Gaia Online. Actually, true. The towns thing did look cool. I wish it was more populated. You should be the change you want to see in the world and populate the town yourself. Unless it's dead, in which case I'm sorry for your loss. I get whole different notifications where it's stuff like based desktop UI and it's this thumbnail. So again, base desktop UI. And they see that, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I get very, or like this one, I want you to suck a bag of dicks. Oh shit, 8 minutes before you start. If only there was a way that you could close your browser tab or skip ahead in the video. This is so I was telling this person because I was messing with them. I was like, there's no way. And I was like, there's no way that you don't know how to skip ahead. And then I was like, when you were born, the literacy rate of your country fell multiple points, right? And then a random person comes in and says, I want you to suck a bag of dicks. They weren't even like a part of the conversation. They just like stuck their head in and said, hey, suck a bag of dicks, and then just like left out the front door. It's like, all right. So I don't know about you. My YouTube notifications are a very different beast now. I think maybe my personal account's a lot better, but the one for stream, it's a whole different ballgame. Also, chat! You know the guy whose GDC talk that I showed you? Who was like, we took on debt in order to fund my dream of being an indie game dev. He found the VOD of us playing Forbidden Solitaire. Very surprising. Your notifications sometimes have likes on your random messages on YouTube. Can we see some of your comments that you put on YouTube videos? Because I never comment on YouTube videos, and I really want to see what people comment on, because you seem to be a natural commenter, and I don't mean that as an insult, but if you take it as an insult, I won't correct you. But I'm very curious to see what exactly goes on in the mind of a commenter, because again, I want you to think about this. You and the sucking a bag of dicks guy, you're both the same person in my mind. Like, you and them have the exact same energy, where it's like both of you could have walked away, but both of you wanted to say something. They just decided to. They just wanted pleasure. Maybe you want pain. You don't think you can see your past comments easily? Oh wait, that's right. I guess you can't. Hey, yours only has replies to your comments. Oh, wait, you have replies to your comments? Can you show us some? And this is when I realized that, like, you're all racist or something. I have to, like, ban you all. Please tell me that you're all good commenters, please. I bet your comments, specifically, are on VODs of Michi Mochivi's stream VODs or something. Or on her channel. You seem to really like her as a streamer. You're an angel. Press X to doubt. I don't think any of you are, like, nice. Slash comments. Wait, what? Is there actually a slash comments page? Please find your stuff, okay? All of you. All of you, please find your stuff. I really want to see it. How am I going to do this? What do I need for the UI? I need to fill this list of moves. Oops, wrong thing to minimize. Sorry, maybe I should also do this so it's easier for me. I need to fill this with a bunch of buttons. The button has a callback, has the name of the move and an icon, which I'll add later, right? But if I do the icon, it's going to be like an image or something. It's going to be one of these controls. Because everything in here is a control. How do you do an image as a control? Huh. This thing. So it would have to be like a mix of things. It have to be like a. What's the point of a button then? Can you not add like an icon to a button? Icon behavior, or you can. You can. It's on here, okay? So you can do it for a button. Can I get like a placeholder icon? I guess there is already one. Image texture, resource, path. Okay, how do I change the thing? How do I change the icon? Image texture. Edit. There we go. Script? No. Path? No. What? The unique path to this resource. How do I add the icon to this thing? Am I crazy? Or am I stupid? I'm probably just stupid. I'm probably just dumb. Probably just an idiot. Okay, but you can add an icon through this, and then it'll just work. But still, I need some way to have this like template there to like add it there. Maybe I just make a button and I just populate it for now? But eventually, what I should be doing is like creating like a sub scene of the button and then instantiating that as I need to. You used to use comments as bookmarks because YouTube native bookmarking sucks when she was still on YouTube. That's fair. It still sucks, actually. I don't think YouTube system is good. YouTube has a lot of usability issues, both on the viewer side as well as the creator side. Did you know, for instance, that one of my biggest gripes with the platform that actually is crazy because I feel like they're shooting themselves in the foot? To start a live stream on YouTube, you can't just start a live stream like you do in OBS. You can't just start streaming to it and it'll automatically populate things. You have to go to YouTube, specifically make a video for it, like a scheduled live stream slot for it almost, but it's basically just a video behind the scenes with the type of like a live stream. You have to set up the details for it. Then you have to click the start streaming button on YouTube specifically before it can start to accept your stream. It's absurd because I'm like, you already have the information. You know where it's going to go. You know where video streams come from. It's all the same. Why do you need this? And it's only because it seems to be designed for multiple people to stream on the same account for corporate business accounts. It's like a weird enterprise thing that they just seem to like almost like it's like a weird enterprise concern that doesn't really matter for most people who do the live streaming stuff. So I'm like, why do they do it like this? It's flexible for that matter, but I wish the default was stream, make a new VOD, new video automatically as soon as it gets a video stream, and then you just do something else. You know what I mean? If you want to do something fancier like that multiple live stream thing. I love chicken. I love chicken. You got 6 likes on weird videos are make about anti-consumerism while your channel videos about pro-consumerism reviewing new products that come out. At least you're honest. Can you show me that video? Please. What are you? Are you the moral? You're like the moral. You're like the moral police on YouTube. But like the moment somebody is like even a hint of hypocritical, you go, well, actually, that's pretty funny, chat. That's pretty fucking funny. Holy shit. Please send me that video. I need to see that video, please. Holy shit. That's really good. That's really good. Do that for now, and then we'll do like let button equal. We'll use this, and then just new allocation of it. Like button dot. Is it text? I think it's called text. Set text. You then do the m dot name. This has to be mutable. Set icon. I don't know how to do the icon stuff. I don't know. We'll like figure out the to do icon. How does it work? Has to be a path to a resource file containing an image for image texture. So I'll do it like that. Thank you for sending me the video. I'll check it out soon. Sorry, just let me write this down so I don't forget. I'm also almost done my chicken, which means I can program way faster. I can totally go fast. To do, is there a better type for resource paths? Specifically in Godot Rust? If not, this is okay, but this is prone to errors manually typing it. See game.rs, I think, was it in game.rs? I had another file that had that issue, actually. What the fuck did I just press? Did you know there's a hotkey on Windows where if you press Control D, it closes everything? What the fuck? Why? Oh, sorry, it's because it's because my bowl was touching my keyboard. So I clicked Windows D, which shows your desktop. What the fuck? Why? Reframe config. No, I think it was in. Was it scaffold? I think it was here. Yeah, sorry, inside scaffold because this thing is manual. Okay, yes. So same as there. So it's also the same as in like the scaffold. Wait, no, J. Can I finish my chicken really quick and I'll be right back in like. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Got some water too in my adult sippy cup, aka Stanley cup, aka tumbler. It's not really a Stanley cup, but it's similar to that. Here. These are the videos you commented on. Most gaming gear. I don't know if I can find your comment here. Most gaming gear is a waste. These 5 actually matter. So this is the thing that you commented. Weird videos to make about anti-consumerism while your channel videos are about pro-consumerism, reviewing new products that come out. At least you were honest, by Kimmy. Just wow, it is actually really pro-consumerism. And actually, I do actually agree that like the pro-consumerist mindset is painful because like unless your stuff is broken, you really don't need to buy more. Like it's actually better to not buy more. So these companies, not that they die, but so that they don't need to keep doing this stuff. They don't need to keep releasing more and more of the same products over and over. However, at the same time, it is his like it's the way that he makes money. So it's kind of hard. I wonder if I can find you. Can I find you? It's too hard to find you. And you only call them out when they do it multiple times. Then there are random ass videos that you comment on that because they're underrated, like this one. What is this? I turned the Christmas tree into a go-kart. Only 17K views? Holy shit! Wait, this is the sickest video I've ever seen. Wait. Like and subscribe. Immediate. Immediate. Holy shit, that's insane. It looks so dangerous. This is okay. What's funny is that this is how wagons used to be made, right? So this is how wagons used to be made. This is how wagons were before. But then it's just funny that they made it like this because it's like, why would you make a wagon like this? But also, look at this. They got 1 million views only a couple months afterwards. So maybe just this video sucked. This video needs to be on trending. You guys need this. Yes, this is young Woody Harrelson, and nobody can tell me otherwise. That is, he does have a very like a Woody Harrison like face. Can I see your face around here? Can I see your name somewhere? I can't see your name. YouTube is neglecting y'all. Y'all need more views. I wonder if that's still true. Their boom is very big. This chat is boom is big. It is big, but also, yeah, it is funny to think that. And I've actually thought about this. The levels of things that we believe are super cool to see have now grown to such a high level that stuff like this is no longer as cool. There's a video from 10 years ago. Wow. Because I don't know how to explain this. These engineering videos, maybe like 5 to 10 years ago on YouTube, would have been huge in terms of, oh my god, people are doing this. This is crazy. They could have had 15 million views 5 to 10 years ago. Nowadays, and I don't know what to name this term, but it's like the inflation of the expectations. The people watching it still can't do this. The people watching it still can't do this, and they still can't make anything like this. And yet their expectations have grown higher. You'll have some dumb fuck in the middle of Ohio, let's say, in their room who can't do anything, who literally doesn't want to do anything, who's like kids don't even speak to them anymore, and who's like 5 times divorced, saying this shit is so boring. I watched another engineer do this. You're so bad at it. It's like, buddy, you haven't done anything with your entire life, and yet 5 to 10 years ago, they would have said this is amazing. I've never seen something like this. This is art. Thank you for making this. This is so cool. Whatever this inflation is on YouTube in terms of like the extremes of like what people expect, I hate it because a lot of it really cheapens the stuff that people do like this, where it's like, sure, a lot of it doesn't really do anything in terms of like, it doesn't really change much of the world or anything, but it's still interesting to watch. It's just crazy that like it's no longer interesting enough to beat the inflation of like interesting. You know what I mean? Of like what happens when you build the world's fastest wheelchair? I don't know. Well, no one cares apparently. It's actually nuts. You're such a bad stalker. This one was trivial. All right, let's see what this chatter is. Video. Are you Tim Kelly 6616? Vibe is young Woody Harrelson, bald joints. Dude, this is legit awesome. Any of these could be them. I actually have no clue who they could be. John Wayne, Conehead. Also, maybe it depends on how you sort this, but the way that it's sorted for me, wait, that's all the comments? YouTube has finally started recommending your channel more because as a Pakistani, I got this video on my homepage. What does that mean? What does that mean? I scrolled past you. YouTube is neglecting y'all. Are you some detailing guy? This is you, right? Chris W? Is this your real name? Chris W, chat? If you're doing what you love, it's not work, it's passion in action. I'd rather have sex. You're big boom. Oh, that's what you meant by big boom. Wait, are you actually big boom? Big boom test. Raw M Leviathan V4 mouse sound problem. Wait, is that why you said their boom is very big? That like this is your big boom? Why did you name yourself Big Boom? It's so underrated. This channel is gonna be big. Keep it up. Why did you name yourself Big Boom? I was looking for Mint. Why did you change names all of a sudden? Why can't you all keep the same name? What the fuck happened to the comments section? Please tell me that this is your channel and I didn't just comment this on like some random person's channel called Big Boom. But this is you because this logo does look like you. And you had you had one more video too. You also had or the comment that the guy in the presentation that they have a nice voice. What? Sony the 2025 NAB show. What the fuck? This guy has an insanely nice voice. What the fuck? Holy shit. Yo. What a Chad. This guy like stole the throat of He-Man or something and became whoever he was. An engineer. Yeah, he's probably not even like an engineer. He's like probably like a full-on like a biking person. He didn't care about the voice top down, but you watch because of his voice. Well-spoken fire. Well-spoken fire. Damn. I don't give a shit about that. I give a shit about you. It is crazy that people like this, right? They could do anything. They could be radio announcers. They could be like, they could go and announce. They could be like the movie trailer person, but they decide to work at Sony, where they get paid $20,000 per year under because they don't live in a place that has labor laws. So what they do is they get underpaid and overworked and treated poorly because Sony doesn't give a shit about you. Sony doesn't give a shit about you as a person. You don't see my comments. It probably got it maybe okay. Check your withheld section because YouTube does automatically withhold comments. YouTube blocked you or something. YouTube blocked me. It probably did. You have to go to a separate section. I don't like to go to it on stream because it's 50-50 on if I'll get banned. But I can show you it if I just let me double check it first if it's empty. As long as it's empty, I can show you. So you have to go here. Go to your comments, change it from published to held. You know what's funny? I want to tell you something. This comment, this comment was originally held back. I let it through on the channel because I thought it was so funny that he came out of nowhere just to say, I want you to suck a bag of dicks. I let it through. I let it through the filter. I was like, this is the funniest thing somebody can say in the middle of an entirely unrelated conversation. It's so funny to see that. I was like, I have to let this person through. Open the doors. You found it. Thank you. Thank you. Can we put the Sony guy in the background, please? Yeah, sure. We'll do a Sony guy in the background, and we'll do this thing too. So we'll do the music plus Sony guy at the same time. So just close your eyes. Imagine you're going on a grand adventure. Imagine you're going to save the world. Imagine you're going to fight off Ganondorf or something. I don't know. Just imagine. That's it. That's it. Holy shit. We're in. We're actually in. So I've got the moves, and I have a way of populating the moves. But I need to somehow decide what moves someone has. And I think, at least for this guy, we'll just start with like the basic move of like they're attacking. So on their turn, they're gonna get the self game. They're gonna go into the oh god, how do I get the I need to make the property public, I think. Oops. Make all them public. I need to make it so that it can access it, and then they can like add a move or like set moves or something. I don't know. What was it called again? It was a populate move list. Yeah, populate move list. What? No field on type. No, there's a field on the type. Build. Oh, it probably has to build the thing. Oops. Maybe. Okay. I don't know why it always does this. I think because it does a lot of like. It's probably like a lot of macros. You know what's crazy? Why am I doing this here with you and I could be doing it by myself? You know what I mean? Like, why do I need you here to be doing this when I could be doing it by myself? And I could just be enjoying this by myself and just enjoying the noises and the sounds by myself instead of needing you, chat. I don't know why I need you here. Do I have to bind it? I think. Maybe I do have to bind it actually. Wait, was it that you have to bind it? You do have to bind it. I forgot. You have to bind it. Yeah, yeah. Because you have to bind it to get the actual underlying instance. It is actually the one thing that I still don't get about programming on stream is like it's really really hard to imagine sort of the like how do you do it in a way that makes sense that's unique to streaming compared to just I don't know just like what's like feels a lot easier to just what's the like what's saying it just feels a lot easier to do stuff offline and think on your own than having to like do it on stream because I feel like if you don't talk at some point you do lose interest, at least I do, in the idea of streaming. And at some point I just know that I'm going to accidentally open up Point Hub or something because I'm like, ooh, no one's here, time to go. Moves. I probably should populate this. We'll do a vec of moves. Sure. Of I don't know. F and once? Sure. How do you do this? You think I might be saying this because the Sony guy is talking over me? I want my time to shine. I want my time to shine. Oh shit, it doesn't support thing. I was curious to see how you actually do this. I don't think this is possible because I can't add lifetimes to this, nor can I add generics to the actual strength itself. So I can't actually store the moves I have. He's mugging me. He's mugging me. Chat, I'm getting mugged. I don't know if I like being mugged. You know what? Imagine that the Sony guy is me talking, okay? Oh, I have a better way of doing this. A much better way. We'll do this is stupid. We'll do it like this instead of trying to store a closure, which is just hard. We'll do it something like this, where we do a dynamic dispatch instead, similar to this idea, and then we just implement it for whatever wants to implement, be a part of the system. This is stupid. This is really dumb, but it's okay. I don't even know where to place this. What? Carnival in Brazil? What the fuck do you mean Carnival in Brazil? Super Bowl? What? Associated Press? What? Thanks for sharing your knowledge, Sonic Guy. He really knows a lot about Carnival. What exactly is the PDT? It's a camera. Holy shit, that's why he's talking about like Carnival and stuff. By the way, did you hear that? His handlers pulled him back. Did you hear that? His handlers let go of a signal and he paused for a second because he wasn't sure whether to like continue or to like stop. Listen. See that pause after that noise, after the high pitched noise. You may not know this, but Sony develops acoustic weaponry to use for the camera industry, for the film industry, to prevent unionization of camera operators. And they just they tested it live on him. You think it's like a better GoPro? Is that actually why? Playable data transmitter speeds up workflows in 3 unique scenarios for major sports broadcasting. Oh, I guess it is, yeah. because it is like it's meant for live capture that gets immediately churned into a live feed for something. No, but GoPros. I mean, yeah, but isn't GoPro the whole selling point? Is like a smaller GoPro. It's like isn't the GoPro selling point that it's a small portable camera, and then like the camera is like a camera, and then this camera is like a high quality camera that can go crazy, but it's designed specifically to stream data over quickly. It's a small screen. You think, oh, it's a small screen. Well, that's what. Wait, but don't all cameras have small screens? If a camera doesn't have a small screen, how do you know? How do you know what you're filming? No, am I crazy? Sony top. Sony top. I bought the PDT FP1 to use the Wi-Fi 6E feature, but it's not recognized in my 6 gigahertz network. I've already tried reaching out to support with no clear answer. Does anyone know if Wi-Fi 6E will be enabled? My brother in Christ, this camera is probably like $20,000. You're the only person that's ever bought this camera. Nobody's gonna know what to do about this. It's a $2,000 camera, and they're trying to find answers in the YouTube comments about anybody who knows his voice. Oh, it's not the camera. It's that's what you mean. I thought you meant that like the reason why the camera is so good is because of the small screen. But what you meant is that it's literally the small screen. So what's the point of the picture of a camera? Why is there a picture of a camera? What? Global data transmitter for creators. To your vision with the PDT FP1 integrating the optimal antenna design, heat dissipation structure, and versatile input interfaces. Delivers high speed and stable communications like fully catered. So it optimized. So it's literally flexing. True, he is just flexing. Like, huh, does anybody know if this thing's so it's Wi-Fi 6E? By the way, I have Wi-Fi 6E. What do you have? 4G? Loser. That's cool. So it's literally, this is just a giant connector for whatever systems that you want. And it can be over anything. It can be over 5G, it can be over Wi-Fi, it can be anything. But you use that to send data from the camera over into your target input device, whatever it is. If you're doing broadcasting, it's that like multi-screen thing where you where you hook everything up. Or it's Wi-Fi back to your, I don't know, studio. This would be crazy for porn. I didn't say this. This would be crazy for porn shoots, because you know what I mean. Think about this, right? Like POV shots. What do you use to record a POV shot? A GoPro that only goes to 1080p. This is the age of 4K, right? So you get your 4K camera, but it's got a big ass cable. Well, so why don't you get a 4K camera that runs on a giant battery? But oh no, you have to get the video somewhere, and the SD card's going to run out in 20 minutes. What? Are you gonna nut in 20 minutes? No, you don't need a nut in 20 minutes. You can nut in however long you want, because all you need to do now is wirelessly transmit the pornography to your PC, where it'll be edited live. They'll put like live reactions. There'll be like a VTuber on it going like, whoa. For streamers. Don't say that. We don't need more streamers in the world. We don't need more streamers using cameras in the world, chat. We need less streamers. A lot less streamers. The world needs less streamers. Streamers must die. Streamers must die! This is my solution. We do it like this. That way, there's no need to. So we just know who the move belongs to. We store a pointer that says, okay, who does this move belong to? And then we can just tell them what move has been done. So there's no need to store a closure, which thinking about it was stupid, because you need to know that all the references are going to stay alive. And if you can't do lifetimes on Godot-derived things, then it'd be way too complicated to even manage that. Like, it would literally be impossible. So there's no need to do that. You can just instead store a dynamic pointer of like who this belongs to. And then it's like, okay, the owner of the moves, let's say, right? And then maybe you do this. And then, what was it again? Dyn GD, something like that? I think it was this. This is a really, I don't know if this is a good choice. How did I do it here? It was Dyn GD. Yeah. It's like the node type and then whatever it does. I don't really care what it does, but it's just something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. I just need to figure out the types for now. We'll just stick with this, and then we'll do like JRPG character. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. We'll do dynamic dispatch for it, and then we'll just be like, okay, this is the character whose moves are gonna be like this, and then this just notifies you what happens when that button presses by giving you the name of the thing. That's the way it goes. Yeah. Hmm. That's it. That's it. Um, but then do I clone it? I guess I would clone it. Hey, but it'd be like okay, button. And you just need like to add like an on press to this. This is all very Godot specific stuff, so this is not anything crazy. But what was it again? Signals. I think it was signals pressed. Connect other. I think it was connect other. Like the member function. Connect other. And on the object, it's this is weird. The object, it's this owner dot. What exactly is the owner? Oops. Mismatch types expect the reference. What? You expect the reference to the thing. Sorry, what? The trade bound is also why you need a reference to it? Sorry. Expected reference. Why do you need a reference to it? It's unknown. Why do you need a reference to it? How do I do this elsewhere? Have I ever done this elsewhere? No, I've never done this elsewhere. What exactly is the... How do you actually connect things in this? Wait! Hey, they changed the speaker. Okay, okay. I'm happy again. Okay, it's good. So, how do you find these videos, chat? And why were you looking? And why were you looking at these videos? Because like, this is only 3,000 views saved. The stream saved. This is only 3,000 views, and it's U.S. and Canada, and you're in Finland. So it's like, how did you find this? This is like super niche. Nevion Virtuoso, secure capabilities. Oh my god, it's a PDT FP1. CBK, it's like CBT. Cock and ball kicker. I don't know. Mm-hmm. 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 This is the most informative video because that other guy, while his voice sounded really good, he spoke really slowly. This person's voice sounds okay, but the key thing is that they're here to give you information quickly. Transmit 4K over 5G sub 6 wave private 5G and network slicing capabilities. They have their own encoder. What is the output of this thing? Because that's an insane output if you think about like how much data is pushing, right? On a 5G network, I'm honestly impressed if that even gets anything reasonable. Like to know that that's in use. On top of the fact that like there must be so much interference because everything is on 5G now, right? It's like how are you able to get a steady enough stream that you have all the information from like a 4K feed over 5G into somewhere? Maybe I'm not like very aware of the specs, but when I think of 5G, I think it's shit. Sorry, this is a Wendy's. It is you. It is you. It's actually you. Shorts versus long YouTube videos. So true. But you know what? That's why I like shorts sometimes. And although, okay, I have a crazy thing. I've learned that the people go to TikTok now for information, right? And at first I thought it was crazy, but now that I think about it, it is actually the best way of doing things because they don't waste time. They go immediately into what's important. They just go right into the core of what you want to hear about things, which is way easier because in my mind that totally makes sense compared to whatever it would usually be. I don't want to deal with like, oh, you're gonna talk about this stuff, talk about that stuff, you gotta deal with this and that and this. Like I just want to get right into the meat and the bones of the thing, the meat and the bones, of what this thing is. I don't want to deal with like, oh, you have to deal with this thing and that thing and that thing and this thing and then all this stuff too. It's like you just want to go right into being able to know about what this thing does. And I think that's a very important thing that people don't do anymore. Also, I know what happens here. I need a reference to something. It can't just be this thing, which is a dyne GD, because it has to be a pointer to some thing. I think the way that this is defined is it has to be object to owned, which is like a Godot pointer. Yeah, that's a method with any other other C is the first round, where other C is a Godot class. Both user and engine classes are accepted. I have to convert it into a dyne GD and then reconvert it back into it. It's sort of weird, but I don't know how this is gonna work. That's gonna be weird. I have to reconvert it into their dynamic dispatch pointer, because it can't be a dynamic dispatch pointer. It has to be like a pointer to the actual underlying thing as to convert it back into that. Okay, maybe there is a way inside the documentation. Surely the documentation has a thing to talk about. What's going on here? But yeah, it's at the same time, the whole TikTok thing, like getting your info from TikTok feels scary to me, because it's like, how do you know? But it is this like growing wave of people trust in like the trust in non-professional sources is getting higher, because I don't know why. There's just like a distrust of like the professional stuff. But it also doesn't help that America has left like the WHO and stuff, and so it's like you can't even trust their health organization, so it just feeds more into like public distrust of like educational and like academic institutions and like professionals. Not to say that people on TikTok aren't professionals. There are lots of professionals who use TikTok as a way to try to combat the misinformation, but it's like I feel like more often than not you're probably going to find misinformation. So it's like, while the shorts though do go faster, for some reason shorts as a whole feels like a format that is ripe with misinformation and lies, basically told to you. It's sort of like a weird thing to see within the format, and the format that should just work and that shouldn't be naturally sort of like that. It's just sort of odd that it's just sort of like that, but it's just it's just weird. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can easily do this. Oh. Yes. Yes, I can easily do this. Yes. So maybe it's better. So maybe I should have it pass in like this, just to force that the caller knows that this is what you need to implement on it. That way I know that you have that. This is a very overly complicated thing that I'm doing. I don't think this is the right way of doing it. I don't know if this is the right way of doing it here. I just remember, how do you implement this? I think it was like, I think I implemented it for this. Yeah, I did. You must implement as dyne. Oh shit, I never implemented this. Use the Godot dyne. What the hell is the Godot dyne macro? Oh. Oh, I see. Oh. Oh, I see. I should be doing, okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, so you like Godot dyne. This is fine. We do this. Okay, cool. Okay, why is it mad? Missing structure move. It takes 0. Oops. Right, because I changed this. All that to say, you're insane for using long videos like I did. Sorry, for using short videos like I did for information. But I did it because it's nice. It's nice to be able to do so. Because honestly, some people like me, okay, listen, when I hear myself talk, I take a very long time to get to the point, and I hate it so much. I wish I had the ability to speak with such a conciseness and a coherency that you could understand what I'm saying, every single word, and that I get to the point immediately, without having to speed up the way that I talk, simply by being able to shorten my sentences down into the most concise form that they can be. That's a skill that I want to build on, but not to be a soundbite, because I worry about sound bites and losing information. because situations are too complex to be boiled down into a soundbite. However, you can say a lot with very little as well. I'm the Sony guy. I'm not the Sony guy. I'm not the. Oh yeah, wait. I am the Sony guy. No, you're right. Not with the voice. I think that Sony guy sounds a lot better than me. I don't. I don't think I sound very good. But it's in terms of like the like length and how wordy he is. Yeah, yeah. I'm the Sony guy. I'm the Sony guy. I'm the Sony guy. Hello, welcome to Sony. I'm the Sony guy. I would like to talk to you about Sony. Also, instead of moving, why don't I just keep this here? It is a reference, so it should be okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we also do this. We pass in the Dyn GT, just so that I know that you're that. We do this again, and then we do like owner to Dyn. What was it again? How do you do this to Dyn shit? Or maybe if I can't do that, I might better just do like this. All right. 2 GD. 2 Godot owned? Because it's tied to a Godot representation. To own Godot representation into GD. Downgrades into a GD point. So abandoning the D. Abandon the D. Fuck. Use some moved value. Fuck. What do you mean? Fuck, that does move it. Shit. Wait a minute. Use a moved value? Expected reference. This moves it because it consumes self. Okay, how about I just trust that I use this correctly? No, that's stupid. I shouldn't just trust that you use this correctly. I should just actually like use it. Sorry, conciseness is a social construct. Speeding up is the way. I've thought about this a lot in terms of how do I present things better. It's a useful skill for work as well for presentations, but also just for life. When you have a conversation with someone and you want to tell them about things, it's very important to keep their attention, right? You deal with this the most when you deal with kids. My niece, for instance, it's like she will lose her mind if she has to listen to me talk at like any pace slower than a snail. And I get it, right? Even though it's important, she doesn't want to have to sit there and have to listen to the entire thing. The problem that I have is that I don't know how to be more concise without just speeding up for no reason and just making it incomprehensible. Because if you go really fast and nothing really makes sense because you're still saying the same amount of things but with a lot of words, there's still too much to parse. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to use this analogy because it feels awful to use in terms of like we're not machines, but imagine like code. It doesn't matter if all your code is on one line, if it's like multiple tens of thousands of columns long and it's still full of like different flows and stuff. Or it doesn't matter if your code is in multiple files, if every single file has like a single statement. What you really need is the most concise way to say something, because attention is limited and there's a cost to understanding, there's a cost to reading, there's a cost to parsing things. To absorbing what someone says. I have this is a major problem for me with the kids in my family when I'm trying to teach them stuff. And it's like, I don't know how to say it any simpler because I'm stupid. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, it can be a user class that contains a base field. Wait, what? I can just do that? Really? Oh. Okay, you know what? I do want to keep it like this, but I need to convert this into something else. Let GD equal owner GD equal this is awful. Into GD. Sure. We'll do it like this. Okay, cool. You think conciseness is art? Sadly, AI is pretty good at it. Maybe. I wonder, at least in my mind, when I look at the way that AI says things, I think it still is missing something. Like the way that AI says things, it's still missing the point of what it's trying to say. And so I think it's like, it's using less words, but I think it's using less words because it doesn't know things. Like it can't know things. Because AI right now is just ML and like LLMs. You know what I mean? Like it's just stats. You can't really do much with it. So at least in my mind, from my view, it's less that it's concise and more that it doesn't really have much to say. Whereas like when I think of concise, I think of What are the things that people say? I'm trying to think of like a famous quote that's like particularly concise that made me go like, ah, that's good. But I can't think of any. But and yet the feeling stays with me. And that's sort of the whole point of the conciseness is that even though it uses so little words, the feeling still stays with you. And thus you've learned the lesson. You don't even need the words anymore. You've learned a lesson. But I feel like when I see something concise from a mind much greater than my own, as it tends to go, is that somebody out there is much better than you at sort of what you want to do, and so you try as hard as you can to do the thing, and they come over and they're like, I can do it better, and they do. And I can't quite recall, but I feel like that feeling is there. I feel like there's a. It's exactly as you say. It is an art. I don't think AI is even close to it, though. I think it just seems like that because it uses so little words, but that's because when you try to understand what it's saying, you can't because it's missing the meaning. Whereas like the truly, like the true masters of conciseness, the true masters of communication, it feels like they can impart so much meaning with so little words that you understand exactly what they're saying. Yeah. That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? True. Thank you. Thank you for validating my beliefs and making me feel like I'm correct, even though I could be wrong. That's a little weird. I don't need to do owner to dine. How do you do to dine? Well, can I just pass it like this? Type annotation is needed for this. Mutt node. Why did it lose the GD? Oh, because this unwraps it for me. Oh, when you connect the signal to the thing and unwraps it for you, thereby giving you that. That's interesting. Often sounds right, but when you think about what it tries to say, it quickly falls apart. Yes, the beautiful way to say it concisely. See that? You're getting closer to the art than I am. Holy shit, how did you spell it correctly? It is hard to spell certain words, yeah, especially if it's not like your in a language. But you're actually really good at spelling things, in spite of the fact that it's usually your first ever try. And that's one of the words, though, that is also kind of weird, but also not weird. It's a bit easier to use nowadays. How the fuck do you use this thing? Okay, now you get to see what programming and 99% of programming is, which is reading documentation. So everyone shut up. Everyone be quiet. Need to figure it out. Into dine. Into dine? I need to make like a GD though. I need to make like a reference. Into dine. New GD into dine. How do I get a dine? How do we get a GD from a non-GD? How do you get like a too many parts of dine bind versus dine mutt? But signals are different because the problem with signals is that they connect. And so signals, when you do connect other, maybe I shouldn't be using this all in Rust. Like, this is a lot of stuff to do in Rust. But I just wanted to see if it was possible to like use this. Any GD other C, which is the other object, or the other object itself, a reference to it. But it'll basically unwrap the GD smart pointer for you, which is a bit frustrating. You connect flags deferred. What? Deferred persist one shot. Reference counted. What? What the hell are these? Reference counted. Connecting signal that runs in a signal emitter that runs on this one. Connect a global / associated function or a closure. Maybe I just do connect on a closure and that's easier. I'll just do connect on a closure. You expect that from a teacher. The teacher can't be wrong. Copium. You'd always get like 95 in the English test. The last 5 points was usually because you get 0.5, 0 out of 5 for like spelling. Yeah, English spelling. I did an English spelling bee when I was younger, and the teacher, she was like, "Just remember, kids, English is what happens when." And she was like, English is what happens when everything goes wrong or something. Like, it was just kind of funny where it was like, oh, like English just sounds insane. So it's like, you gotta be careful because it's like, It's like, oh, like this is a crazy language to like use, and this language doesn't make any goddamn sense, right? So just be careful of that. Do I move it into the closure? I guess I could. Like if I then do owner dot, how do you actually use this thing? How do you actually like turn it into the traits that you need to use it with? I actually don't know. I just know that it exists, but how do you actually like turn it into the trait that you need? You would do into dine, and then you would specify whatever it is. But I already specified it there, so does it need to be that as well? Needs to be a trait object linked with class in the library. Use Godot dine to auto impl for class. Hmm. Is it because it's a node, so it doesn't know that it's implementing it for a node? Hmm. 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 Fuck. Only glasses. Oh shit. Hmm. And what was it? It's like Godot class, something like that. You can do like that, right? So you specify like that. That's fine. Needs to be a trait object linked with class T in the library. Let foo equals this. So T is that. I mean, maybe it's not even that. Maybe I just need to specify because it's just missing what this should be turned into. Like that, right? I think that's how it is. I selected the type, found the trait. Yeah, of course. Needs to be a trait object with thing. An impl trait for class auto generate impl. Oh wait. I don't think I did this correctly. No, I could, because I also need to just have this implement impl implements dine trait for class. For impl trait for class, I'll generate impl implements dine trait for class. Plus implements. Oh, I had to find whatever this is. Whatever that implements, I need to like use that in this definition to make it generic enough that anyone that I call could then call into it. You like finish because it pretty much sounds like it's written. Too bad it sounds awful. Okay, they're saying that about their own language. I didn't say that about their language. I laugh because like it's funny to say, but I get what you mean. It's like not for your language, but like I think about that of like say like my languages. It's like some of it does sound very rough to hear, but at the same time, it's like it's very easy to spell when you hear it. Except I don't get the tonal spelling system at all. I still am trying to learn how to recognize what tonal mark based on just the way that it sounds and how to convert the tonal marks into sounds. I genuinely don't know how to do it. Like unless I hear the word beforehand and I know the meaning, I'm not gonna know how to like read those like tonal marks. But yeah, I like a simpler language that just is what it is. You know, it's much easier. Generally, the class, the dine class, this attribute can be applied to impl. Establishing this relation allows the dine inside the trait as dine my trait impl as dine impl block remains unchanged, but a new impl as dine is added. As dine my trait for class. So we can maybe do that. Maybe we'll do. Is this overcomplicated? Maybe. Okay, type mismatch. All right, now we're getting closer. Here we go. Expected enum bounds declare user. Oh, because the bounds are different too. Oh shit. Okay, because it's using that. Okay, fuck it. We'll just undo all this. Isn't there like just 4 tone marks and then just go up and down? I actually don't know how many. Vietnamese tone marks. I think it's like isn't there like 5, 6? There's accent, grave. There's the hook. There's the tilde. There's the underdot. Yeah, there's like 5 of them, and it's they do go up and down. But the problem is that like the language, I don't know how to explain it. It combines tonal marks, and I don't really know what to do with that. And also like up and down, it's also like what does it mean when it goes up and down? It's like relative to what baseline. You know what I mean? What happens when you go up from a down, or what happens when you go down from an up? And then even then, it's like how do you actually like make those sound the way that they are? So like not only do you have that like up and down like relative to what baseline, so like because it depends on like the one before, But then there's also the combination ones where it's like the hook. It's like the bowl plus a question mark on top. It's like how do you make that sound? It's a different sound from just the question mark. And then there's even the tilde. So it's like you got to figure out the like tilde sound too, because like that sound kind of goes crazy. And then there's also the like dot sound too. And then most of those can be combined. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them can be combined into like twos. So like a pair of sounds. Okay, those are weird. Yeah, it's not that easy. It only seems easy because it's like I think because the marks are usable elsewhere, but the way that it translates into the sounds is just different. And so it's like when you think about how it actually how you try to like use and like how you try to like sound out the words, it's very complicated. At least in my mind, IPA marks just go up and down. That's that's weak. Up, down, A B. Up, down, A B. So if I can't do this, let me just do this. So I need to know. What do I need to know? How do I just use like any generic thing? That's the thing is like how do you? I wish there was an easier way to find these within this framework. It is a little polymorphic dyne re-enrichment. Holy shit! When passing the dyne to Godot, you lose the D part of the side of the engine. The D. No, that's the wrong one. Construction, you can convert from D and GD and dyne GD by doing this. Sometimes it needs this, but can often be inferred. The dyne GD API is very close to GD. Variable dref and dref mut are implemented for dyne GD. The GD can access all the underlying GD methods as well as the Godot class APIs directly. The main new parts are two methods, dyne bind and dyne bind mut. Okay, blah, blah, blah. How do I like take in? Oh, it's BA. What? It's BA? I always thought it was like up, down, left, right, A, B start. Is it really BA start? Konami code. Holy shit, it's BA start. No. No. We're in a different timeline. No. That's the. No, chat. That's the Mandela effect. We've entered a different timeline. Okay? Back in my day, it was the AB start. This is the BA start? That's why everything's all messed up in this timeline. That's why it's all messed up in this timeline. That's why this timeline sucks. We're in a different timeline. Oh my god. I need to go back to the good. I have to go back to the good timeline. Well, Nintendo controllers, B is an A and A is B. Yeah, but that's just relative to the position. It's not the same. It's not the same. Not the same. It's not the same. Sorry, I'll take it. I'm still reading some of the things. See if it works. So you two types you want to treat polymorphically, which should then be used as follows. Dyne. Oh, you should just do that. Sorry. Give me a second as well. I need to pick up a quick call. My niece was so cute. She was like, "Are these markers?" It's actually adorable. Give me a second. I see a GitHub issue that actually talks exactly about what I needed. And this GitHub issue, I just need to go down and read the entire thing to know what the solution is. As is classic for GitHub issues. By the way, can you all give me some advice on what I should do for this thing here? GitHub search for all comments by me. I need some advice about this. Because there's a thing that I use that I was like, it's an open source thing. It's an open source thing. These two are two open source things, right? What happened to Stack Overflow Sag? It's just dead. They're like, not dead, but like really the use case of it has always been different. It's always been like too specific and too... It's always been too specific for the answers contextually. Whereas like in GitHub issues, I don't know how to say this, but with a GitHub issue, when you have an issue for something, if it's not like a specific bug and it's like a feature request, what you end up with is a generic implementation for something with a generic understanding of what it is. But even like an issue that like asks how you're supposed to do something, you end up with a much more generic sort of answer for it. Whereas like nowadays, I feel like most Stack Overflow answers are way too specific with that context. It used to be that the older answers that would be worked on and edited over like a decade would have very generic answers that you could apply to many situations with specific examples. But I don't think they do that anymore because I think the site has slowly gone the way of the dinosaur in terms of like no one really wants to put the time towards it, which I get. You know, it's kind of hard. But how do I get these things to be merged? How do you what's like a good way of like pinging the creator of this project, which is not them, but the creator, which is like Rodzilla, and asking them to see if they can take a look at this and see if they can merge it in? Because this fixes the material maker thing, which I posted, which is the free alternative to the substance designer, and it fixes the height map thing to get rid of the streaking problem. Email? No. Not in terms of like what method, but I mean like how do I approach them without scaring them? Or open a discussion. Okay, well I don't think there's gonna be any I don't think there's any discussion when you consider that's like one person and there's 100 pull requests. There's 100 pull requests. Most of them are by one person. Holy shit, most of them are by one person. Wow. How many of these are by the single person? Holy shit, most of them are by one person. Holy shit. This person's been fixing everything. Well, I mean, it could be AI slop. We have no clue. And admittedly, this stuff is kind of hard to read because like even this fix has so this project, the way that it works is that some of these are shader nodes that run shader code directly, and shader code directly is just this in this format, and I don't know why it's in this format, but it is just based on the format that they chose for the MMG stuff, right? And so it is hard to read, but at the same time, it's like, man, like how do you then get it approved? Maybe this is dead. But also this thing too, I noticed that for this was like in May 17th, and I was like, this thing works for Emacs, and I was like, it works well. 8 pull requests doesn't really happen. Like, how do you approach it? You follow them on Twitter? Who? Change? Who do you follow? William Change? CMZWX.com. Celestial Maze. Who's this person? Oh. Visiting the step you haven't touched in a long time. Oh. That's Material Maker. That's Material Maker in the background. Oh. Holy shit, that looks sick. Yo, if you pulled an online card thing and it looked like that, that'd be so sick. What a nice parallax effect. Well, I guess it makes sense then why they're doing this stuff, because I can see why they have so many pull requests, because they really need this thing to work. How did you recognize them? Oh, because of the icon. Wow. So this person has a private fork. This person has a private fork of this application that works really, really well and has all the fixes that I need. And I've been trying to get these. I've been trying to figure out how to craft an email or something. Like, I don't know what tone to like use to be able to get these things pulled in. But maybe I should just ask this person to like show me their fork. Like, can I like? Do you talk to them on Twitter? Do you talk to them on Twitter? Like, do you have like a report with them? Can you ask them to open source their fork of this repository? That way we all can use it. You don't know them? Fuck. What's the point of you? What's the point of all of you? What's the point of all of you? If none of you know anybody and I can't ask anybody any questions. Fuck. You made me lose my GitHub tab. Fuck. Fuck. But yeah, that's my current problem. Is I have fixes for some of these, and thankfully they've done most of it. But the problem is that we can't seem to get them merged, and we don't know what to do. At least I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get them merged. I don't know what to do. I finally wrapped up my proof of concept as DynGD. Oh wait, it's the same thing. You pass DynGD. How do you... Is alive. Trait, impl health. Yeah, okay. How do you pass a DynGD into a function? Show me your fork, I'll show you mine. Yeah, exactly. It's got a lot of those vibes of like, show me your fork, I'll show you mine. because I also forked that project. I also forked it and merged in a lot of the PRs myself, and I was like, looks good, it works well, looks so good. There's no exploit, but this thing runs really slowly unless you change the like shader code like this. It's like there's a lot. It's one of the more annoying things that you have to do. How the hell do you use this actually? Dine GD. I don't know. GD extension. That was a GD extension. Which one's which? What? GD extension. That was a G. What's a GDX? For 4. GDX. Oh, it's all the same. This isn't the prelude though. To register, we can DM them. You can DM them for me on Twitter since I deleted my account. No. I don't want you to speak for me. I was hoping for a personal relationship so that you can peer pressure them into open sourcing their GitHub thing. But instead, all we can do is suffer, and all we can do is suffer and wait for until they decide to. Because simply asking them, yeah, see, that's exactly their problem. You have no idea who they are, but they do have 94K followers. Like, I'm like, if there's no peer pressure, why would they even bother listening to us? They have 94,000 voices telling them all kinds of things. They have 94,000 voices asking them for like money. Like, why would they listen to us? You know what I mean? So, but like, if you knew them, then you could be like, hey, this is a good thing. They would trust you, and then they would immediately do it because it's, because they would have it. They would already have it. They just need to make it public. And then it's like, perfect, great, thank you. Like, that's the problem. Like, again, the problem is not the communication methods. I need to emphasize this. When dealing with open source stuff, it's not the lines of communication. It's how do you impart the importance of something, because you know it's important, even if they might not know it, in a way that doesn't make them defensive and like almost like pull their ego out. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very difficult problem to try to like talk to an open source maintainer in a way that sort of like where you want to help them, but you also, well, one of the ways that you have to help them is to try to like steer them towards this stuff. It's like you have to almost wrest control from them to be like, honestly, this is a very important thing because of XYZ. I even left a very good comment and nothing's happened. So I think we're doing. Please spread your fork. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's just gonna be like if they see that, then they're gonna go like, oh, there's like no point. Whereas like if you knew them, then I could be like, hey, please, seriously, like your fork could actually like fix things, because there's a lot of things that need to be fixed. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm still reading documentation to figure out how to make this work. Maybe my idea of passing this in as a dynamic thingamabob doesn't work. There's a try Dynify. Oh, there's a try Dynify actually. Maybe that could work. Try Dynify. Dyn GD. Try Dynify. Does that actually work? Try Dynify into this. And then it's like, okay, if let's okay foo, I don't know what this type is really. Then we can do stuff with it. Does it work? Cannot move out of dereference. Use of moved value into closure here. In previous iteration of loop. Oh shit, you're right. It can't move because each one needs to just hold a reference to it. Oops. Closure may outlive the current function, but it borrows owner, which is owned by the current. Fuck. Wait a minute. I'm a genius. But how about we just clone it? Like clone equal owner dot clone. These are just pointers. These are just effectively, think of these as like pointers that it implements, and so it should be okay. We'll just like clone these. We'll just move it inside. We'll move the clone inside, and we'll do this. Can that move out of dereference of this into this? Move because type as value, which does not implement the copy trait. And clone the value and consume it, but this might not be your desired behavior. As clone, clone. And clone the value and consume it. As clone. Why can't I move this? I don't understand. Can it move out of dereference of this? But I'm not dereferencing it. Am I dereferencing it? No, I'm not. What do you mean I'm moving it out of the dereference? I'm not dereferencing it. Does this I mean, this consumes it, so it does move it out. But can I move out a dereference of? What does that mean? Yeah, I have to move it in, which makes sense. I need to move the clone in. This is fine. It's a pointer. To do. This is shit. Don't do this. I covered your juicy fork. Please respond. Yeah, exactly. It's like, how do I make it sound like I'm not trying to steal their stuff or anything, but like also like the fixes that they've made would have really helped everyone. Because I'm currently, like, I'm not even kidding you. I'm running a fork of Material Maker where I just manually merge in all those PRs. I've merged in every single one manually, and it works great. But it's like, I didn't realize that they made everything. It's because I only need like certain ones, right? Maybe I'll merge in every single one and just make my own fork that has all the fixes. Or maybe I'll contact them and I'll be like, hey, do you want to like fork this and I'll help you maintain it and then we can just like work on it or no? Because I'd rather do something like that where we can actually like use it. It's very buggy at times. What? Why is this not good? What if I clone it again? Can it move at the can it move at a dereference? You can clone the value move due to this method call. I know it's this method call. And I know it moves it out, but what does that matter for me? This method call is moving it out of this. Can it move out of the dereference of this? Because value GD of the node does not implement the copy trait. Oh, I see. I don't think it's this. I think it's specifically because whatever that type is for this doesn't implement copy. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just in general, it just doesn't implement copy. It only implements clone, but no copy. Why does it not implement copy? It's because they want to be explicit about your copy by cloning. That way you know the cost of cloning this pointer and having multiple references spread throughout your code because each one is reference counted. That's probably the assumption that they're working with because all of these are reference counted. So, but because it moves it out, it's also dereferencing it at the same time, which doesn't work. I think I get it. I think I get the problem. In which case, we scrap this entire thing and we forget about it. Fuck this. We forget about it. What happens? What actually happens when you like convert it into the dynamic trait? Can I just move that into the closure? No. Well, yes. Well, no. Why am I doing? How did I get this? So clone is this. Clone is this. Yeah, so you have to get at least this in. You have to dyn GD. You could just... Actually, why don't I just do that? Why don't I just do like, I don't know. Why am I doing it like this? Just like do bind. Yeah, why don't I do it like this? Why am I trying to recreate the binding of it when it's already there? That's the problem, is I was reading the wrong API. That's it. That's the see, that's genius. Oh, this is a problem. Burrow clone is mutable because it's this. Okay, fine. Just like move it in. I don't care. That move out of M name. Yeah, M is a captured variable. Burrow data escapes with the method requirements, which makes the generic argument node invariant. Yeah, okay. No, but the struct itself is an invariant over T. What? This. I'm not going to go to the Nomicon. I'm not going to go to the Nomicons for more information about variants. I'm not going to learn about that. No. No, okay. I'm not going to open the rest of the Nomicon. No, okay. I tried to read that once, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Can I move that name? His name was a captured variable. Let me just play with this. Let name equal m.name. This is very costly, but let's see what happens here. Then move out a name, a captured variable in as is move a cursor because name has, which does not implement the copy trait. Rest closure Move string. Selectively move values into a closure. No, I know how to move values into a closure. How do I? Because it's not a copy type. But I can't move it. How come it's not moving it? Captures the closure's environment by value. Yeah, so you take the value. Data is no longer available. It's owned by the closure, which is correct. That's exactly what I wanted to do here. Cannot move at a name, a catch variable in an FN closure. Name is moved here. I know the name is moved here. Move occurs because it's a string and has this type. That's exactly what I want you to do, is I want you to move it in. Am I stupid or am I stupid? Why is string so weird with the moving into a closure? Is that not possible? Wait, is that actually not possible? I can't just do like a let foo equal string from bar, and then I have this, and then let baz equal move, and then I can't just do like this. Argument must be a string literal. Oh, oops. Like, I can't just do this. What the fuck? If it's fine. It's fine. What do you mean? FN mut. As an FN mut. Sorry, dine FN mut. How do you do this again? The precise type of the thing, but the thingamabob is the badabdimibabob. How do you do the wait? Oh, because it's an FN mut. It's a mutable function, right? I swear I remember reading something about this. That like this was the point. Function F4, where for F is a signal receiver plus this indirect signal receiver. Signal receiver is what? It just has a call. And the maybe instance is this. Traders implement their functions to be connected to signals. There are three variations of the C parameter. C for global, C for self methods, mut C for mut self methods. You see also signals. Use this as a bound because forces them to type signal. To keep documentation. We only document one variant of each thing. Well, because there's multiple variants that are there. I think I'm getting closer to my answer. My answer is I don't know what the fuck is going on. Maybe this is a bad thing to do. Maybe instead of doing this, can I move out of the name? I catch the variable the FN mut closure. Name is moved here. Well, where is it being moved? What are the things that name? Foo? Foo. Is it like a name clash? No. Oh. String? Found string. Oh, oops, sorry. It's patterns aren't allowed here. Here. It was like a double move. Okay, never mind. I see why. It's because I was trying to move it into the function itself, which was going to be like bad. Okay, I see. Sorry. Right. Can I do this? No, I can't because then it had to move all of thing. To do this is shit. Don't do this. There's got to be a better way than cloning literally everything. Actually, wait, we can just consume the move and kill it. We could just do that. Yeah, we could just do that. Pub FN die. Die. Whatever, die. You get two strings, okay? You get the name as a string. You get the icon as a string in a tuple. How do you return a tuple again? Oops, can you name tuples in Rust? I actually don't remember. Tuple. Yeah, we'll have it die. Yeah, we'll just kill it. Yeah, we'll just kill it. You can't name tuples? That's crazy. What? What do you mean you can't name tuples? It's a tuple struct? Those are tuple struct. No. What the fuck is a tuple struct? Huh? Die result. Wait, Rust tuple struct. I've never seen that. Rust tuple struct. Defining and instantiating structs tuple structs. Sorry, I wish I could show you. This is what programming is. It's that most of the time you just look at documentation and you're searching shit like, what does this mean? What is a tuple struct? There are different types of tuple structs. There's also structs that look similar to tuples called tuple structs. Tuple structs are the added meaning the struct name provides, but don't have names associated with the fields. Rather, they just have types of the fields. The tuple structs are used to give the whole tuple a name, make the tuple a different type from other tuples. When naming each field as in a regular struct would be verbose or redundant, like a color or a point, where it just doesn't really matter the value. But also like RGB, I guess it's because you know it's RGB. Why would you ever want that? Wouldn't you always want to name it something? Anyways, it dies. Mismatched types. Oh, right, because it's just saying that I don't have anything. Okay, well, yeah. Is it? I really can't name tuples? Because how do you know which is which if it's the same type? Like, isn't that exactly the problem that you have where it's like... I guess the solution then is to use a struct, but again, you want to consume the struct and use it and move it out of it. How do you then kill the struct while using it? You have to do something like this. But you still want to know what these things are. Like, if it's RGB, how would you know if it's like, you know, which I32 is for R, which I32 is for G, which I32 is for B? Because what if you have RGBA? Then it's like you have 4 I32 U8s or something. Like you have four U8 values. It's like, what do you do? Whatever. That's for like that's for the people on the Mozilla mailing list to like figure out. Okay, I'm not I'm not good enough for that shit. Let them handle it. When in doubt, let other people handle the problem for you. You don't need to deal with this stuff yourself. Let them deal with it. Yeah. Also, I know this is weird, but I think internally it actually just copies this value over. I just don't know why it needs a reference, but I think that's what it's doing. Is it just copies it over. So it doesn't matter if we kill it after. So let's do... How do you actually like do this? I think you go like this, right? It's like name icon equal m die. There we go. Perfect. We'll do m die. Can I move out of m, which is behind a shared reference? Oh, it's a shared reference. It's a shared iterator. Right? No, it's not. No. It's because of this thing. It's a shared thing. Well, because I do want that. I don't want it to die. Wait, no, you're right. I don't want it to die. Because your move list for a character is the same. It's not like when you apply the move list once, you have to then reconstruct the move list. It's the same move list over and over. You're just borrowing information from it to fill the list. Sorry. Now see? What's that phenomenon of like, you're too busy fixing the problem at hand that you don't remember the thing that you were working on at all. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I was so busy trying to fix this thing that I forgot that the whole point of this was that each character has a move list that's defined for them that they own, because each move list is specifically their move list. And then they own that list because there's no point recreating that list, because it's not like your move list can be removed anyways. It's like that character always has that move list. And so I'm just borrowing information from it to do this. That's why it can't die, because it doesn't make any sense for you to lose your move list. You're just borrowing things from it. I was so busy fixing the problem that I forgot that I had the solution. That's why I'm cloning it over here, because I don't want to like lose it. There's no point in me dying, it dying. Well, there's no point in me dying either. Please don't kill me. And so I can just use the value as it is and like just have it there. What's that? It's similar to the concept of like missing the forest for the trees, but specifically for, I guess, like problem solving in general, where you forget the original reason why you're there. It's like when you get into an argument and you don't even remember why you're angry anymore. It sort of loses its meaning. Though maybe in that case, it's because the argument doesn't matter. First tuple is for R, second for G, third for B, or not tuple the thing inside of it. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? It's like, what if you're working in a weird system where the order is like flipped for some reason because of some legacy reason? Then all you have is documentation for it. But also, you're correct. Just like don't tuple it and then just make it a struct. But then do you want to like, again, do you want the struct to stay alive or do you want to consume it? How do you make it die and then return its values, right? Like, how do you move the values out of it so that you can move those values elsewhere without having to copy them? Because for I32s, it's easy to copy. But what if it's like a larger value that you don't want to copy? Like, say a string or something. You don't have to like keep copying and cloning strings. Like you would rather just like move them around if it's meant to be like a temporary sort of like a moving structure. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? Fuck you. Anyways, this should fill up the button. with all the move buttons with the things, and then we call this on move on each character. Each character will get the name of the move that they have, and then you just decide what you're going to do with your move. You just need the owner. Oh no. Self.to dine. And then this has to be oh shit. Oh. I also need to fix this too. I don't know why, but my autocomplete does not play well with everything. It's like it just deletes everything, and I don't know why. It's very, very frustrating. It deletes everything afterwards. It's almost like it's doing a replace instead of not replacing it. It's sort of weird. And then just keep reference to this. Respect to the type. Found this. Into dine. Oh, yeah. What? Needs to be a trait linked. Use the Godot dine. That's what I did. Oh, I didn't even implement it for it. Sorry. Bada. What was this one again? No, that's for the thing itself. This thing should be up here. Sorry. Code organization. I need to make it clearer what I'm doing. This is the main trait for the actual Godot REST bindings. The moves. I got the moves. And I know this looks crazy. But because this will never be constructed from the engine side, will always be constructed from our code side, I figured I'd make a constructor for it. But this is also like to do. This is probably dumb as rocks. Don't do this. There's a lot of to-dos of like, this is probably stupid. Rethink your assumptions here. This is probably stupid. Rethink your assumptions here. You gotta think about this. Please, for the love of God, think about this. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. And then not all members have been implemented, so please implement members now. Yeah? How would you give me... I also wish that I fixed the code action thing. For some reason, it doesn't always have the ability to like let me know what's gonna happen. And then it's like move name, right? There's a reference. Cool. And then we just do whatever it is here to do this based on the move. Found struct. Fuck. I guess T only class is registered. Godot class. Any more complaints? That's right. Fuck you. Good. Very good. Cannot borrow data in why? What do you mean borrow data? In dereference of this is mutable. Deref mud is required to thing to dereference. What do you mean? Self. Wait, what was it dereferencing? Can I borrow data and dereference of this? What do you mean borrow data and dereference of this? What are you dereferencing? Which part of this is dereferencing? We're gonna figure this out piece by piece by doing this. You can tell that I'm not that good at the language. That you know what it is. What I realize is that it doesn't really matter the amount of names that something has. Like it's like it doesn't really matter the amount of. Sorry, it doesn't really matter the amount of like error messages that you get because it's all meaningless in the end if you don't know what you're doing, and that's basically me at this point. So. Then use borrow, that must be you, sorry. So let game equals self.game.bind. That's a reference to it. And then game.jrpg.bind mut. What happens if I do this? Can I borrow data in dereference of this? Can I mutate immutable variable? Alright, because it's a bind mut, you have to do it like this. Can I borrow data in, sorry. To modify through a dereference, but it's not implemented for. Oh, right, because these are technically references held within references. Oh shit, I forgot about this. This is a. Okay, well, imagine that to do. use your imagination for now, okay? I'll fix this later off stream. I'm just too tired now. Okay? We have the move, and then we just need to now match the thing itself. I guess we just use a match. I forget the syntax of a match now, sorry. It's all my interviews have been in C++, so it's been very difficult to remember all the syntax. I don't actually know how people like have like a crazy memory for syntax, because I'm like, when I'm doing interviews, right? I'm not interviewing in like the languages that I'm using for other things. And if you're doing other things, everything's in a whole different language, and all languages are slightly similar but also slightly different. It's like, how can you disambiguate in your mind which is which without like decades of experience to be able to pull it from memory? And maybe that's what's missing, is that the people that I'm seeing, I'm comparing myself to people who have been doing it for like 30 years, and I've only been at it for like 9 to 10. Referenceception. How do you fix your memory, chat? Like, how do you get better? I actually remember my idea of like, we need to make a brain trainer game. I did want to make a brain training game on the website eventually, so that the entire chat could play with it and we could see how everyone's brain age was. So you could like compare your brain age to another chatter. Actually, wait a fucking minute. Brain age, brain AI brain rotted child. AI brain rotted child. Why did I write that? Community brain age game. So it's like the brain training game. Like Doctor, was his name Doctor? What was his name again? Dr. Kawashima. Like Dr. Kawashima's brain age series, but for the chat to play. A bunch of brain teaser games that calculate your brain age over a period of time, and you can compare how wrinkly or smooth your brain is. Oh shit, so it's not even about brain age, it's just how wrinkly or smooth your brain is compared to other chatters. And even where the wrinkles and smoothness are based on whatever I can find about the regions of intelligence of the brain, e.g. this part of the brain is for spatial stuff. You suck at spatial stuff, therefore that part of the brain, a hologram, is very smooth for you. You know what I mean? And then can be combined with the chat Sims like game, such that your character in the Sims like game has an intelligence matching yours based on the results of the brain training game. Holy shit. We could make an ecosystem of games that has a whole online component where your characters are based off of your performance in other games. That's the hook. Wait a fucking minute, that's the hook. Yeah. Because right now, I also need to do the soup rooms thing. Oh fuck, I need to do the soup rooms thing of like the Getty Museum. And then I need to do the soup rooms thing of the Muppets Shibari. There's so much to do, and there's almost not enough time. Like, it's just like there's only 24 hours in a day. I think next week, chat, I'm gonna do this thing where only 2 of the 5 days of the week that I stream is gaming. The rest of the days are just pure programming. Like, we just do like we just program from the moment that they wake up until the moment that we stop streaming. You know what I mean? I think we need to do that if we're gonna get all of these done. Mainly these 3, because I'm like, these are still in my mind, but also like a lot of these are like things that I really want to try out. You know what I mean? Fuck, like the skin eating game. Ah shit, can we combine with the chat Sims like thing? What if we make the entire collection of games that all have some interplay with each other? Like, one thing that you do in one of these games affects the things that you can do in another game, but you don't realize it until you actually pay more attention to it. So it's like a hidden like thing where you have to care about the things that you do within the games. So the whole thing itself is a game built up of smaller pieces where each piece builds up a different section. Like a shitty Machinarium game, because this is the OSC for Machinarium. Is it a bad thing or is that a good thing? It's probably an awful idea. Abandon formal syntax. Embrace vibe coding. Honestly, like I am kind of sad that vibe coding didn't work because I'm like if you could just describe code in a very sort of loose way and get some answers for it, I think it would be interesting, like genuinely interesting, because then it'd be so much easier, right? But because you can't, there's nothing that you can really do, and so you have to care about it. You have to care about the exactness of it, which isn't bad, but it is harder. And I've said this before of like, it'd be so nice if it could work for even things like finding the best algorithm for your very loosely described situation that can make the whole thing faster. But for all code would be nice, but it's just the problem is that it's just way too problematic. And then we'll do like, I don't know. Sorry, not like that. It's not to do. I don't know. To do below case should do nothing. What's that email? Programming week. Programming a week. Yeah, like maybe we just do a programming week to get it all done. Because the thing about this week is that one of the days my wife and I are going to spend time together, so I won't really know when that is, but it's going to happen. The 6th, though, we are going to do games because the 6th is the painting day. We have to. It's the co-op painting day, which again, get your drawing materials ready. We'll see how it goes on the next meetup of the accountability circle and stuff. I'll think about the schedule more. I had some ideas of games for the rest of the month, but maybe we do a bit of that, like a bit of a mix of the two. Or maybe we just keep doing this, because it's like, this is what I do anyways. I'm not really doing anything else, right? So it's like, might as well. But it's also been 8 hours, and I do want to go. It's been 8 hours, and I do want to go. Yeah, okay. Well, I've learned more. I could have solved this in like maybe half an hour if I wasn't on stream. I could have done this in maybe half an hour if I wasn't on stream. My performance on stream and off stream for programming is awful. I think I'm gonna call it. It's been 8 hours. I gotta go take a shit. I can feel the shit coming. Sure. No. Okay. You know what? Maybe I'm lying to you. I had to upload things anyways too, so I realized I can't go too late because they have to be uploaded too. So, thanks for showing up, everyone. Sorry I started late again today. Tomorrow we'll be back. Maybe one day we'll be done programming this thing.